In the heart of Veracruz, Mexico, lies a city that didn't grow from ancient civilizations or colonial architecture, but from oil. Poza Rica, whose name means rich well, wasn't always the bustling urban center we know today. In fact, up until the early 20th century, this region was a rural expanse of rivers, thick vegetation, and a handful of small villages. Everything changed with the discovery of petroleum in the 1930s. Oil companies, including foreign giants and, later, Pemex, the Mexican state-owned company, set up operations in the area. What followed was a population explosion. Engineers, workers, and entire families arrived from all corners of Mexico and even from abroad. Americans, Canadians, Lebanese, Spaniards, and people from the Caribbean were drawn to Poza Rica by the promise of progress. From humble beginnings, Poza Rica became one of the most modern cities in the region, without the usual colonial center. Its roots were entirely industrial. The city as we know it was officially founded in 1951. With the petroleum boom came diversity. Poza Rica quickly became a cultural mosaic. Among the most notable immigrant communities were Americans and British, mostly tied to oil engineering, who introduced customs and technologies that were unfamiliar in rural Mexico. The Lebanese community, already prominent in Veracruz, also left their mark through business and family names that are still well known today. Caribbean families, some with Jamaican roots, brought vibrant traditions, music, and language, enriching the city's cultural identity. This influx made Poza Rica a rare place in mid-20th century Mexico, cosmopolitan, modern, and multicultural. Surnames like Homs, Musa, Curry, Brown, and Ferris became part of the city's tapestry, blending with names of indigenous, mestizo, and Spanish origin. The city's rhythm was dictated by Pemex. Poza Rica was not only a workplace, it became a lifestyle. Entire neighborhoods were built for oil workers. The Pemex hospital, schools, recreational clubs, and markets created a self-sufficient ecosystem. The city had paved roads before many neighboring towns. It had movie theaters, foreign cars, and a sense of futuristic promise. Workers lived in neighborhoods like Petromex and 5 de Mayo, while engineers and managers settled in more upscale areas like Cazones and Jardines de Poza Rica. Despite its industrial nature, the city developed a strong community spirit. Sundays were for baseball, cookouts, or visiting the market. Poza Rica grew not only in population, but in identity. The 1980s and 1990s brought serious economic challenges. Oil production declined, and with it, the flow of jobs and investment. Some families moved away, others stayed and adapted. The city began to diversify. Commerce, education, and service industries gained importance. Though the golden age of oil had passed, the people of Poza Rica remained proud of their roots and fought to keep the city thriving. Environmental concerns about oil extraction, deforestation, and pollution became increasingly urgent. But the city responded with activism, education, and a growing ecological awareness. Poza Rica has always had a deep love for baseball. The local team, Los Petroleros de Poza Rica, became a source of pride during the mid-20th century. Games were community events, uniting families and neighbors at the stadium. Talented local players often made it to regional leagues and, in some cases, the national scene. But Poza Rica is also connected to one of the most iconic names in Mexican football, Luis El Matador Hernández. Known for his explosive performance in the 1998 FIFA World Cup, where he scored 4 goals for Mexico, Luis Hernández was born in Poza Rica in 1968. His success on the international stage brought recognition and pride to his hometown, showing that Poza Rica's spirit of excellence extended beyond oil and into the realm of sports. Today, Poza Rica continues to reinvent itself. Though oil is no longer the engine of progress it once was, the legacy of those years lives on in its people, in the stories passed down, and in the city's modern infrastructure. Universities, new businesses, and cultural events aim to turn Poza Rica into a hub for innovation and regional development. Yet, even as it modernizes, there's a nostalgic charm in Poza Rica's older neighborhoods. The architecture of the 1950s, the old Pemex facilities, the trees planted by early residents, all tell a story of dreams and hard work. Visitors today might be surprised to find a city that feels both modern and rooted in a unique past. A place where oil fueled more than machines. It fueled identities, memories, and a collective spirit. Poza Rica isn't a city built on ancient pyramids or colonial churches. It's a city built on dreams. On oil, yes, but also on courage, diversity, and the vision of thousands of people who came to forge a future from the ground up. Between oil fields and baseball diamonds, skyscrapers and humble homes, the story of Poza Rica is the story of modern Mexico, bold, complex, and still being written.